Live from the Injured on the Go Just Call Mo studio.
It's a blast!
It's Orlando's own Tom and Dan.
Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. We are live on Twitch and also on YouTube. Go check it out. Just search for @Tom and Dan Live wherever you watch and listen to podcasts.
Our BDM appreciation event is Saturday.
Yes, sir.
It's in Sanford. It's for BDMs only. And you can bring a guest if you are a BDM.
Yep.
Speaking of that, our next guest is going to be at the party.
Yes.
He confirmed he got the day off of work.
Hey, I didn't know you were, man.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
I was keeping a secret.
Awesome.
And Cadillac Pat's here. How you
What's
doing,
going on?
Pat?
How we doing? How we doing? How we doing?
Hey, everyone's favorite crazy 90s superhero, Cadillac Pat.
Now, speaking of BDM appreciation, we did a BDM only show last night.
We did.
Me and Daniel had a couple drinks.
I can't do that anymore. That hurt.
Yeah, it did hurt me
Yeah,
too.
that did not feel good.
My meeting this morning, I was wrong.
You know, I didn't even think about that. And
Yeah.
we've been talking about it. He had a really big meeting, like one of the bigger ones.
Wow.
One of the biggest. And one of the biggest, absolute biggest. Is he going to seal the deal? I don't know. Is he going to do it? I don't know if he'll do it.
It reminded me, I'm a lot looser hungover.
Yeah.
Where it's like,
Maybe that's a
I
good
don't
thing.
really care.
You're just like,
Yeah,
I I feel like crap.
Get it over with.
But I didn't think about that at all.
But we had Ross and Sam in, and we kind of did an old school show.
We did.
And it's out now for BDMs only. So if you're a BDM, it was about almost a 2-hour
Yeah.
show.
Way too long.
We
got drunk,
I
we
can't remember
screamed,
things that I said, but I remember at one point I was like, "This isn't good."
there was
Not that the show, but it isn't good for me because.
Oh, we said a lot of bad stuff.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
So,
we
yeah.
did.
What was
Yeah.
your poison? What were you sipping on?
White Claw.
What styles? What's your flavor now?
Yeah, what's your favorite flavor?
They have a new White Claw flavor. The grape is delicious.
Ooh, I love
Is it
grape
called
candy.
the grape?
And it's just grape.
Grape?
Yeah.
Okay.
But the grape and the green apple are the new flavors. But I like them all. You know.
Yeah, I do
Why
too.
do people bag on black cherry? I think black cherry is pretty good.
It's my
it's
least
either you
favorite.
love it or hate it.
Yeah.
There's no.
passion fruit's my least of White Claw.
Yeah,
Oh.
me too.
I don't drink any passion fruit drinks ever.
Yeah. I'm not a big passion fruit.
No,
fan.
I've never even seen a passion fruit, but I know there's a flavor.
Yeah. I don't
Why do
even-
they call it passion fruit? And why do I always think that people put it on their nipples? Don't do that. Don't put passion fruit on your nipples.
It's not even that. The passion fruit is not even that sought after of a flavor.
I've never heard anybody say they want
And if
that.
you're talking
Then you
passion,
come out with orange.
wouldn't a real passion fruit be a pineapple upside down? If you know what I mean. Right? That's a passion fruit.
I like the
yeah.
pineapple White
Yeah.
Claw.
Yeah, that's good.
Anyway,
If I drink too many pineapple White Claws, I get a little bit of the burps.
yeah,
You know what I mean? I get a
yeah.
little, a little
From
bit of
even though it's like all artificial flavors, that
No, I
won't
think they're
get you?
natural flavors.
Really?
You better check yourself.
Oh my God!
Coming here talking about artificial flavors.
So Pat brought in some stuff, some
Yeah.
show and tell stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so
yeah.
I'm gonna
so-
swivel the camera over so you can see what he has.
He brought
here.
in a 24-inch tube TV.
Yeah, where does one get a 24-inch? And by the way, not only is it a tube TV, a Toshiba. I'm gonna zoom in here so you can see it. It is gorgeous. This television is in better shape than almost any piece of electronics I own
Yeah.
in my personal life. We have a new computer to the left of your TV.
I see that.
That is dirtier than the TV that you. How old is that TV?
I don't know. It's got a DVD player connected to it, so it's got to be around 2001 through 5. You know, because DVD players weren't integrated with the television until a little later. I would feel like.
Yeah.
The kids in China 25 years ago worked harder.
Look at that.
Just like all kids everywhere in the
Look
world.
at that TV.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Yeah.
I followed a guy online. I'm so glad you talked about this. I followed a guy online. I think I got to this guy's page through Linus Tech. If
Okay.
anybody watches like tech stuff on YouTube, Linus is huge.
Is that the guy, bald guy that takes apart phones?
No, he's like a effeminate dude with double earrings, and he's
Oh.
like snarky nerd. Anyway, this guy, he went and found like at the time it was like the world's largest version of that.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
biggest one they ever made, and he found one in like a little sushi bar in somewhere in Japan, and he flew there and tracked it down and shipped it home.
Really?
Like the whole video is his journey to get this TV because it's like his most prized
That's cool.
television possession. And he found it and he would make these multiple calls. And then he had to find boots on the ground in Japan to go check it out to make sure it was real and send him photos.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It probably weighed over 100
Oh,
pounds.
like
too.
it took I think a multitude of people to get it out of there. They didn't know how they were going to move it.
Yeah. I had a 38-inch tube TV that I took up to college with me in 2000. It was like prized possession. And, and my buddies got it open item for me. They used to work at Best Buy. So it was always running scams.
Sure.
Can we talk about that? Joe got me some stuff.
Oh, was Joe working at Best Buy back then?
You hooked me up. You're pulling a memory out of it. Yeah, Joe got me a computer monitor, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Because if you were a manager, you could put anything open item. That was one of your, I guess they let the managers determine whether something's open item or not.
Oh,
So
okay.
if you worked your way up to manager, then it was whatever you want for all your
Anything
friends.
go.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Like if somebody returned something and they had opened it, or
No, they would
they
just-
could just pull stuff off the shelf.
Yeah, they would
just open it.
They would, they would just take
Oh.
a box cutter, open it, and be like, "Open item
Open
now."
item.
Or the salesperson, if you work with your buddy, the salesperson would be like, "Hey, can you just open item this?" And you're like, "Yeah," and it's just filling out a piece of paper.
And you get a tremendous discount. Like, was there a specific amount?
They could really use their determination. It wasn't always specific. It was like they could mark it down to the manager's
Yeah,
discretion.
they like eyeballed it.
Yeah.
It was like he just said he was like a monitor. It was a nice ass monitor, and I think he was like $60.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what?
It's
Yeah.
like if you go to like Ross or TJ Maxx, if they have stuff. If they got little chips in it, they kind of eyeball it for you too. Because I've done that many times. Like a piece of furniture they have on display, and they have like a little chip. I'm like, hey, it's got a little thing on it, and the lady just goes, yeah.
You haggle with Marshalls?
Yeah. My
Hold on,
TV stand.
I have to ask you to leave.
My
now.
TV stand
I,
at my
I have
house.
to ask you by law. I have to ask you to leave the premises. You could never come back.
Mr. Marshall's like, yeah, everything in here was pennies. It doesn't matter what we're
Also,
marking out
if
there.
my wife were in the chat room right now, she would divorce me and marry you.
Oh,
because
really?
you are peak cheap. That is the cheapest thing I've
No,
ever heard.
but because it did have a legit ding in it, so it wasn't worth the retail value of it.
Yeah, but
So-
you're at Marshall's, man. Everything has a ding in it. The people that go to Marshall's have dings all over them. Like, everything in Marshall's is flawed.
Not anymore. It's all nice stuff now. That's back in the
That's
day.
not true. You're believing the Kool-Aid. You're drinking the Kool-Aid. That's not true. That's not true.
I like-
Marshall's is all good stuff now.
I
Well,
like,
not ding. It used to be like irregular size jeans and stuff like that. No, not anymore.
Yeah,
it's all
it
nice.
used to be socks with like
Yeah.
like 11 toes
Yeah,
on it or something,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, like gloves
I
that
like
have like 6 fingers.
when super poor, trashy people ask for a discount because something has a scratch or a dent on it. And you're like, this washing machine has a tiny scratch on the back of it. I want $500 off. You're like, you drove here in a 30-year-old Honda Accord.
Teeth are
Barely
falling out.
wanted-
Your teeth are falling out. Because I hate to always go back to teeth, but I really do feel this way.
That small scratch.
Stop asking for a discount. Go home and brush your teeth. Go home and brush your teeth.
Anyway, so we got a tube TV
Okay,
and
here we
then
go.
an old school Nintendo plugged into it with a box of Nintendo games. By the way, I had the same Nintendo. It's funny because it's like pleather.
Yeah.
And it holds how many games?
I think 15.
15 games, and I'll show the.
I like it to
audience.
hold an even amount.
I had this exact Nintendo game holder when growing up as a kid, and then you also got a Game Genie. Which, by the way, what does a Game Genie even do?
It allows you to bypass. It allows you to cheat the game. So we could have unlimited men, unlimited we got Contra plugged in, and so we never die, and I've got that we have unlimited men. You can plug in where you can have each game has its own every game has its own different special things you can do like infinite bullets, fewer bullets when you pick them up on different games. Stop the timer, slow the timer down. I'm just pulling up a random game.
Now hold up to the camera the little book you got.
Yeah,
There we go.
That is one of my prized possessions as well, right here. This
That's
book.
money right there.
Let's talk about video games and when we played in the 90s, right? Like Nintendo, the original Nintendo. So
Very popular again right now. I mean, you couldn't have picked a hotter topic. Nintendo World is
Yeah,
opening up.
yeah.
I'm surprised you haven't been just freaking out to get over there.
My girl went, but you can't get it. I can't get a ticket.
Your girl went.
Yeah,
We
she-
didn't know you had a
Yeah,
girl.
but
we didn't
Nintendo-
know you had a girl.
Yeah, yeah.
Nintendo
You're
World.
not sad anymore?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Nintendo World, I would say Super Nintendo, really, because like all the art is not what the
Yeah, it's
original
not
Nintendo.
the 8-bit or 16-bit. You're
Yeah,
right. It's
yeah.
super and up.
So like those are when the characters really took.
I like your
shape.
attention to detail on that.
So,
I
like,
like that. Yeah.
This old original Mario looks nothing like the Mario.
I don't know.
portrayed.
Pull up Mario 3 might be close to the one.
It did-
that might be it.
Yeah. Mario
that-
3 is when but that was later on. Obviously,
Mario
right,
3
right on the Super Nintendo cusp.
Today is my anniversary, and my wife and I agreed this morning while making love that Mario 3 is our Mario.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
That's
too.
our Mario.
No, really?
Yeah, we agree that Mario 3 is our Mario.
The original Mario Brothers 1 is my Mario.
I don't like that Mario. He's dumpy.
That's the one I
yeah.
play more often because it's easier. I'm better at that game. Mario 3 I can never beat. It's harder. It's way
Mario
harder.
3 is way too hard.
It's a lot. It's endless. You have to go for a long
But it's
time.
beautiful.
Yeah, it is pretty
Like,
good.
it was one of the first games, Mario 3, when he got some powers and stuff. I'm like,
Yeah.
well, this is a game-changing game.
Yeah. And then you realize there was
Tanuki.
Yeah.
there was hacks where you can go behind the screen.
Yeah.
And you're like, I'm behind the screen.
Yeah. It would blow your mind.
So, okay, speaking of hacks and game genies and codes, Contra, right? A lot of people our age remember
Everybody knows. It should know the code. If you don't,
the
I don't
code.
trust you.
I mean,
yeah.
they made T-shirts about it and stuff, and it was at a time where codes like that had to be spread word of mouth, magazine.
Yeah.
They were harder to find. So when you
We were
found a
forced
cheat
to
code,
write it down on notebook
Yeah.
paper
Yes.
with a pencil.
Yes.
and when it worked, it blew your mind because you couldn't go on the internet and watch it work, and like it was always hearsay. You had to do it yourself, and then the value of that
Oh
was
my
so
God.
much higher.
Oh my God.
to
Can I
any-
bitch about something for a second?
Yeah.
Because there were certain ones, right? There were ones that you put in a password. Okay, that's fine.
Oh,
whatever.
yeah.
But the ones that would drive me crazy were the ones that you had to do it within a certain time.
Yes.
Like you had to go like up, down, down, A, B, X, X. You're doing it right, and you're doing but you had to do it in the right amount of time. You had to do it fast. And remember how good it felt when you did it like 1,000 times and it didn't work? And then your friend was like, maybe we're doing something wrong. It's like, maybe you got to do it fast. And then one of you did it like a nut hair faster, and then it did work. And then you launched yourself off your bed because you were so excited.
Because you heard
it
the
was
click.
magic.
You
It
heard
was
the
literally
sound.
magic.
Yeah.
And there's nothing that will ever be that valuable again in the video game world because we live in a time where my sons, any question they may have or any hack or any how to beat something or what's going to happen next can be easily searched for on the internet, and it's all there. And so there's never
value.
going to be as something as valuable as we had it, like these codes.
But the
and these
Game Genie
games.
was the beginning
Of
the
the cheating,
end.
yeah.
My dad hated the idea of the Game Genie.
Well, Nintendo hated
Hated
the
it.
idea. This is third party. This isn't made by Nintendo. They hated it too. Because like they hated that the people could get away with beating the games without having to like they like that people had to work hard
the
for it.
Japanese are an honorable culture. They
Yeah,
don't like
man,
these
maybe.
cheating
Well,
Americans.
also, Nintendo had control over the games they released, unlike Atari, where it was open source
Yeah.
and like a bunch of companies were making Atari games.
Which is why you got some adult porno games in Atari.
Yeah, and
Like
Nintendo-
Custer's Revenge.
And I believe this is
Yuck.
right, right? I think we talked about this. Nintendo basically they had to vet everything that got released before any other company.
But
like,
then
or
there
release
was
it themselves.
companies that were making third-party games too. Like there's like a Nintendo game that's got like a little yellow divot in the corner. I've got a couple at home. There's another party that wasn't Nintendo that maybe it's like after their like patent is up or something. Then people are allowed to like third-party them. I'm pretty sure I have some games that are third-party.
But there was a reason why Nintendo ended up beating Atari or whatever, and it had to do with like them. Having more control over the quality of games
Yeah,
they
yeah,
released. You know,
yeah.
like, because Atari got bad when like it started flooding the market with garbage games, and people started giving Atari a bad name, like the brand, like, oh, these games are bad. And then that's where Nintendo took the lead, which is funny because I noticed this game, which was super nostalgic to me, is the Golden Zelda.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to bring that up because from a business aspect, when I was a kid and I saw that, this was one of the first times as a product that I saw something that I was like, and I realized this even at the time, and you probably do too, or did too as a kid. I was like, this is so special. I was like, that had to have cost more.
Yeah.
I remember as a kid thinking that obviously costs more. It's chrome. It's gold chrome.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, wow, all games should be like that. And they weren't. So how much more do you think? And what was in that boardroom when they were kicking around that idea? Because I do think it matters. I do think that not only do I think it matters, I think it matters bigger than we even think. The idea that Zelda cartridge is gold is huge. Bigger than we even think.
But it's just plastic. You know what I'm saying?
No,
like
but it's the margins of big companies. It could be like
could
be like $10 million more because it's chrome plastic versus regular plastic.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
It's got to cost more money to make. And I always thought that was worth more money because I've had these forever. You know, I just never really looked into the value. I thought that one would be worth a lot more. It's not really worth
No, it's not.
Because
there's tons of them.
They mass produced that as well.
Yeah.
And it was popular, so they really produced it after it started getting...
Because the gold might have made it more popular too, because I don't even like Zelda, to be honest. It's more too with the role-playing kind of games.
You're losing a lot of listeners.
I've played it. I play it, but I like Mario better.
You can't be a 90s superhero and hate Zelda. Wow.
I didn't say hate. I did say hate.
Well, Zelda was one of the first games that you could save your progress.
Yeah.
And then you actually had different players. And I remember, I've told the story before on the show, my dad...
Oh, you're making the chat room mad with the Zelda comment.
No, I like it. I like Zelda. I just don't play it as much.
I knew you were going to make it.
But it's not that good, I agree. It isn't that good.
This is going to... Look, I'll go in for the three-peat. I am not a Zelda man, and I haven't even played like Breath of the Wild. Don't kill me. Don't kill me.
You know what? I liked Marble Madness.
Yeah, I got that game too.
Yeah. Is it in here?
No, I didn't bring them. I have 3 more things full of games.
I remember I was playing Marble Madness with a girl I really wanted to. Yeah, we were playing down in her basement, little Marble Madness.
A couple things about Nintendo games. It turns out, I saw this on TikTok, that blowing on the cartridge didn't do anything. That did nothing.
Yeah.
And
you think
people,
it did.
We all thought it did, and we're all like, well, we have direct evidence. We saw it work, and apparently it's not true. It's impossible for it to do anything.
Me and my buddy Dave, okay, that's another one that I mean, we would do that, but I wasn't convinced that it did anything. But what I was convinced that would do something is that we had a card, like a playing card that we'd use, like a plastic bicycle playing card that we would lodge under some games, and like we'd wiggle it, and then if you got it in the right spot, the game would turn on and it would work great. Only problem with that is in a 2-story house, if somebody starts stomping around and it shakes the card, you could lose your entire game.
Yeah. We used to put another game on top and push it down.
Yeah. Because I think it was just the connection inside.
It was the connectors the connectors get dirty apparently, because I've had this cleaned. You know, that's the way it should work all the time now, but the connectors, I guess, get dusty over time.
So are you going to play this here? What are we doing here?
So
fire this up.
We've got the Game Genie plugged in. I put in some codes. We're going to play old school Contra, but you don't have to put the code in because we're going to have unlimited men right now. So
all right,
here we go. Let's see. Make sure. I hope it works.
Let me. You know, it's.
Oh wow! Look at that.
It really is. It's. Oh
no! You can keep it up. That's good. Oh, show everybody your remote. Hold on.
Hey, you have.
Hold on.
A big.
Put it. I don't know if
last time I was here, I like giant stuff, so I got a giant remote too.
Yeah, he has a humongous remote. Okay. Are you playing?
No, not yet. Here we go. You want to play too, Tom, or not?
Yeah. Let me play.
You won't die. The remote's right there, so you shouldn't die. So that's the fun part, is that we're just gonna keep going.
I like the music.
Now, how long?
You kind of look like a Contra guy now.
Oh, Tom does, yeah.
Well, both of you guys kind of do.
If we wanted to beat this game, it'd take about 25 minutes right now without dying. Because we're not going to... See how we're kind of clear almost?
Yeah.
That means it's like, when you come back from dying, they let you stay clear for like 3 seconds.
So you basically stay clear the entire time.
Yeah, we're not going to die at all. If you die, we have infinite lights anyway. Like if you fall down a hole or something, you can die.
Oh yeah, we're in the water now. This stinks. Yeah. I feel like I remember playing this with Joe, ironically enough, when I was a kid, and it just the games aren't good. It was good back then because that's all we had and there was nothing else. But now, comparatively to the games they have now, there's no way around it. You can't say that this is superior to anything.
Gaming, but gaming
It's
has
just
changed,
nostalgia.
right? Like the platform gaming, like I don't know about you guys, but I kind of feel like, not to dig right into games,
Yeah.
but I feel like consoles are sort of dead. I'm an Xbox guy, but it's hard for me to game when all of my friends play on computers.
You know,
Everybody plays on a computer.
I heard that too. A friend of mine's a big gamer, and he's like, everybody's in the actual computer now. Where then it wasn't in computers years ago, and then the consoles took over. Now it like went back to.
I always thought consoles would be around because of ease, and maybe they will be. But
So are people using they're using a keyboard to play, or they're plugging in an Xbox controller?
You could have peripherals, like you could have like regular controllers, but you're just playing on a really nice computer with a really nice monitor versus playing on a TV that doesn't have the right refresh rate. Or
Daniel gave me 2 controllers that work for my son's computers, and they prefer the keyboard.
Yeah,
Like he
told me that blew my mind.
Like they have, like I hooked it up for him. And
you know what I
like
did? I gave him a rotary phone. That's what I did.
Yeah,
I'm like, here.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
they use those, but honestly, it's probably because they're lazy and they forget to charge it or whatever, and they just end up using the keyboard. And now they've gotten used to it, and the keyboard's fine for them. You know, what I'm saying? Like so, and then like everything's open world and playing with your friends. So that makes sense too, because that opens up such a different experience when the characters in this open world game you're playing with are people you know. And you can communicate with them.
I think you can cross
Fortnite or whatever.
You can cross-platform all these games now too. Like you can play Fortnite on your phone, and you can be playing somebody that's on their PC and somebody can be playing on their Xbox together. I think you can do that now in some games. Like your phone can be on somebody when someone's playing from an Xbox. That's weird to me.
And it does make sense. It's like that we played with our friends. We rode bikes with our friends outside. Now kids nowadays are playing video games with their friends inside in a digital world,
pretending to be outside.
Yeah. Which and that's better to that's
It's
what
more
they know.
endless, right? I mean,
You don't get tired, I guess, as much. Yeah, and less risk for injury. I mean, and weird things to happen.
and it's good and bad, right? Like, I mean, like, because May, she still does some of it, but not as much because she found an interest. You know? So it's
Also, boys, I think, are just heavier into the video games too.
I was.
Totally.
That's what I was. I was a video game guy.
Although they recently, or you busted out, and I'll tell the story on the Friday Free Show, but I'm mad as someone told Tommy about the damn Target thing.
I did not do that. I did not do that. I did not do
I
that.
scream, oh, you MFers.
I would not do that. I was going to see how long he.
You don't got to tell me.
I think
can wait.
some old man told them on Roblox. They were with a bunch of
Oh, you
strangers.
saw a guy just got arrested for kidnapping a girl on Roblox.
Like a digital?
Yeah, yesterday.
You kidnapped their digital character?
No. He met her at Sam's Club. And
Oh, yeah.
I think they gunned him down in the Sam's Club parking lot. And that was real. That was not Roblox.
Yeah.
That was not digital currency. He's dead, I think.
Wow.
I'll keep that in mind when Tommy tells me, like, hey, I'm meeting this old man at Sam's Club. I'm like, all right, have a good day.
We're going to get
Thank you.
We're going to get the $2 hot dog at Sam's. I'm going to meet an old man.
All right, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, it's totally fine. I love those hot dogs.
What's the Target
Kirkland.
thing? You don't have to say now if you want to save it for tomorrow.
No, he did. Then he was like, I want an Oculus. And I'm like, God damn it.
I just bought one and sold it because I never used it. I bought a brand new one and then I sold it.
So I had to pull our studio Oculus out again because we hid it in my closet from him.
Just like your flashlight.
And then I started letting him play it again, so I didn't have to go and buy him one at Target. So hopefully he forget again.
That is Andrea level cheap too. I like that.
No, it's the same. It's the
it's
same
not
thing.
the same. That thing's
they're
like
playing
7 years old.
Gorilla Tag. I know. It's like holding a Nintendo Wii over my eyes. It is
Yeah.
old.
It's not even close
It's
to the
blurry.
same.
Yeah,
It is.
But they
But
started
it'll work. It'll work at a pinch.
and they're playing Gorilla Tag, which is basically them with Daisy, my niece, and they get on there and they're able to talk to each other and go around this virtual world.
Yeah.
Which I do like because it allows them to hang out and play with my niece and them to have this relationship.
There's interaction there.
Yeah.
Which is good.
She lives in Miami, and otherwise, it's like what we did when we were kids. We were just on the phone together. And you don't get the same, I guess, psychological connection than if you're in a digital world playing with
You're
someone.
still talking. You still talk, right? They talk to each other.
Yeah, they're talking real time, but they're actually, and even though it's an avatar and things like that, it just, it's more of a bond than just phone. I think. I don't know.
Have they done the Roblox VR? SJ is asking because
No.
he says it's huge right now.
They have not done that. The problem with the VR is Crystal. She's still looking at the age, and they're like, you should do it when you're 13.
I don't know nothing
young.
now. I don't know nothing.
Although all my friends and everything, like, they're just letting their kids. They're like, it doesn't matter. Who cares?
Yeah, but
And,
like Colorado kids have guns.
Yeah,
a lot of them.
Yeah, I had access to guns when I was
I had
a
Ninja
teen.
Stars. I had a Rambo knife.
Yeah,
I had a BB gun.
Rambo knife and Ninja Stars. That was a thing.
Dude,
that
I had so many little weapons that I probably shouldn't have had
yeah.
as a little
Oh,
kid.
I had butterfly knife. I had miniature butterfly knives.
I had a butterfly knife.
I had a big one and a
butterfly
miniature.
knife, tons of pocket knives,
Yeah,
little
same,
axe,
same.
throwing stars, and then I had throwing stars that I'd thrown at metal things, so they're all bent up, like would hurt
I was
you.
pretty surgical with the throwing star too. I remember going near some trees. I could hit them from like 20 yards away with a Ninja Star.
We need to. We have the turd flies around. Yeah. We're just three dudes hanging out playing Nintendo while the turd flies swarm our faces.
I was laughing the other day because when I was in high school, and my Fernando remembers this because my dad had this huge gun safe. And then my grandfather had this place out in the Everglades, and there was a shooting range in the back. Right, and then I remember like, hey, I brought the Wizard and Fernando. I was like, hey, you want to shoot some guns in the Everglades? And they're like, yeah, oh yeah,
That's badass.
So I told my mom like, I'm gonna get some Dad's guns and bring them to the Everglades and shoot them. And Mom's like, okay. And then we
Have fun.
a Mini 14, a 350. Like I loaded a bunch of guns.
A bunch of guns when you were a kid.
I put
Take
down
some sun kissed. I don't want you getting parched.
a Mickey Mouse towel. I was 17 years old, and then I remember loading them into the back of my mom's conversion van, and then we all jumped in there. And
I mean,
drove to the
nowadays you do
Everglades.
that, you're a terrorist.
yeah.
Oh my God, if you got stopped, you're
This is-
gonna
oh my
shoot up a
God.
school.
This is a 98. Yeah. This is before any of that.
Oh, you're
school
Columbine
shootings.
if they get you.
Yeah. But no, this is before Columbine.
Yeah.
And and then I remember we loaded the guns up, and no one thought anything about it. Like, adults are like, oh, yeah, well, be safe. Don't, wear ear protection.
Yeah.
And then we went, and then I remember just shooting. We bought a watermelon and we bought some other stuff at that.
Watermelon.
Yeah, to shoot them.
You gotta shoot a watermelon.
Yeah. And then we're just shooting into, whatever. I remember one time.
Where were you going out? Like out by like what part of the Glades were you in?
Loop Road at the in
75 and something down there.
Yeah. It's like basically, Tamiami Trail goes all the way to Naples.
Yeah.
And between Miami and Naples, there's a thing called Loop Road.
Yeah.
And my grandfather had a place.
Oh
out
yeah,
there.
with the stairs that were some gangsters.
Yeah, Al Capone stairs.
Al Capone
Yeah.
stairs. Yeah.
I now own a piece of that property.
That's cool.
I want a person to be named Tammy Amy. Is that a person?
I know a Tammy.
I want a Tammy.
Tammys are
Amy.
partiers.
Yes,
This
they'll grind
Tammy's
it.
cool too. Actually.
They'll get it good.
Tammys will grind
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
There was a Tammy that one of our old clients told me about that got naked and rolled a mechanical bull while they oiled her up.
Where?
You remember that? Yeah, you were there. This guy was describing that.
So
Old bartender.
okay, consensus. What was your favorite Nintendo game? Because I noticed that Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, that's known as one of the hardest games too. Like that game is impossible to beat.
I remember not being able to beat Ninja Turtles and Beavis and Butthead.
Couldn't beat it.
I couldn't get to the Guar concert at the end, and then I remember
You're in
we
my
gave
brain.
up.
I googled the end of that and watched it on YouTube a couple of days ago.
Really?
Because
Yeah.
I was like, "What happened at the end?" And then they walk across the stage, and Gar's like,
Oh
Gar's
yeah,
rocking out.
I have seen that on like TikTok or something.
Yeah, my favorite, and a listener hooked me up with a copy of it years ago, and it's one of my most prized possessions, and it's worth a lot of money. He sent me, and it was like way too much of a gift, and he sent me a copy of River City Ransom.
Yeah.
I love that game. It's such a fun game. Like it was like my favorite game as a kid. Like it was so satisfying to pick up like a pipe or a chain, and you'd be beating up the other gangs. Like trying to, like, I don't know, there's like the buttons were satisfying, like the food, you would get like food, and you'd read karate books to get like better at it. Oh, what a great game.
I should have brought Duck Hunt too, because Duck Hunt I have two different guns. Duck Hunt was, to me, was like sorcery. I didn't know how it worked when I was a kid. It's just like a laser reflection on the CRT TVs. But that was like so futuristic. And I got the power pad. We can run, we can race.
No, that never worked well.
You just use your hands on it.
Yeah. It's just
something-
like the Power Glove stunk.
Another thing I noticed as a young man is like we were like lower middle class, but we were like,
Yeah.
still considered middle
Same-
class.
same kind of thing.
But all of my friends that were way more poor than me always had the badass peripherals for their Nintendos. Because it's like their parents felt bad or something. So they always had like the power pad, the power glove. They always had the best Nintendos.
Yeah.
The poorer kids.
Um,
So it was like a guilt or something. There was like something there. Like my mom and dad were like, "You're not getting that. You're just not getting
That's
that."
the devil.
Tom, are you into games at all? Like, I mean, 'cause I really kind
Not
of jumped
now.
off the game wagon at like the Super Nintendo. Really, I just kind of I get bored with them quick. So something this is rudimentary. This is more my speed because I don't get as bored because it's easier.
Yeah, I mean, I remember being into Tony Hawk Pro Skater and like GoldenEye.
Yeah,
was big when,
I got GoldenEye
as
too.
a senior. But and also
They're releasing GoldenEye Nikes that are.
Oh, I heard they're releasing a new GoldenEye.
They are?
Same concept of a game, but like modern. But
They
like
are,
same look.
and they're also releasing a like GoldenEye is such an iconic game that they are the version of like Dunk Lows or something that are called GoldenEyes, and they even do the poly.
The guy that
they even do like they did like the polyformed of the faces and stuff for the to like suggest the art of that time of GoldenEye.
Okay.
the colors are all GoldenEye. It's awesome.
even the music is
Yeah,
iconic.
it's
It's iconic,
God.
man.
Yeah.
That game. That game. It was like.
Yeah, I just got a.
How many hours did we spend when you started playing with your friends?
That's the 4. That's all I got. I got a X64 when I bought that game, and all we do is play the 4th version of
Yes.
it. It's pretty fun. I mean, it still holds
It
up.
still holds up.
And we forgot to mention the most iconic Nintendo game of my generation. I wonder if it was. We should look up the most popular game, but Mike Tyson's Punch-Out.
Oh, I have it too. I have it as well. Yeah.
And that I feel like that was the reason Mike Tyson was so famous.
Oh, it had to have been, especially with the young kids, like younger
Yeah, yeah.
people.
So
for
you're
sure.
saying Mike Tyson is to Punch-Out as Tony Hawk is to Pro Skater?
Yes, yeah.
They both became megastars
Because of the
they-
game.
They were
Yes.
surfing that video game board.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a
they
little
were.
bit.
They're crossing over
Yeah.
to the younger kids. Like maybe, you as a young kid, you knew who Mike Tyson was, but I mean, I guess I didn't know who he was.
We
'cause he
weren't
was-
boxing fans. Like we knew he
No.
was a famous boxer, but like we're old enough for like an old.
Yeah, you got to be like
bo-
15 and up.
But
I
we
thought
knew
it was
Punch
scary.
Out.
I thought
Yeah.
Mike Tyson was very scary.
He was.
And it introduced us to this. It was kind of this first influencer boxing because of this video game.
Yeah.
Like we knew Mike Tyson and he was famous and the most famous boxer. Like it was the Muhammad Ali of our generation.
For sure.
Because of Punch Out. And and all the dumb characters, Flamingo
Maybe-
Joe was the name?
the Don Flamingo.
Don Flamingo.
And,
maybe more.
King Hippo.
King Hippo. Yeah.
Yeah, you're like punch him in the stomach, and they're all like kind of based off. Like King Hippo was kind of like a butterbean.
Weren't they all sort of racial stereotypes?
Yeah, I think so.
Like you had like a Middle Eastern fat guy,
Yeah.
and then you had like
The tiger, the guy
you
with
had like
the-
a skinny Chinese guy.
He
then you
wore
had
a
like
turban.
an Indian guy with a
Yeah.
turban on.
Yeah.
My
It's
dad,
everything
my dad
we
loved
loved.
it. My dad loved it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You had like a Russian guy with he's got like whatever.
Speaking
that-
of scary, the Friday the 13th game in there, I remember being legit kind of scared playing Friday the 13th because of the music. It was like dark, and Jason would pop out of nowhere and get you.
couldn't beat that game.
No, couldn't.
You can't beat the Friday the 13th game.
No.
No matter what, he gets you.
And didn't they incorporate the actual game into Friday the 13th movie? Where like
Oh, they
some
were
kid-
playing it in one of the movies.
Yeah, and like,
I bet.
And then
Oh, that's cool.
And then the
I didn't know
dream
that.
they got into the game, and then
That's
Kruger was
cross marketing.
That's
That's
yeah.
I
That's
did
great.
not know that. That's
Um,
cool.
And
Norm hit one in the chat room. Road Rash.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Sega
yeah.
Genesis. I had it on Genesis. You would get weapons.
That-
You'd
yeah,
get like
yeah.
a chain or a bat, and you'd pull it next to other motorcycles. Nothing more satisfying. You knock that lady off, and you take first place. Oh, God.
you're whipping them with a chain.
This was the first time I brought my Sega Genesis to Ormond Beach. We were staying at Beverly Beach on the seawall, and all I was doing is playing Road Rash and surfing. That's all I did.
Sure.
So I'd surf during the day, and then I'd be burnt and just like sun bleached. I'd go inside. I'd just drink Diet Mountain Dew, probably full fat Mountain
Yeah,
Dew, and
hell
play
yeah.
Road Rash all night.
It's funny because our parents at that time didn't look at like video games the same as we're doing now
No.
with this generation.
I was a biker
Where-
killing people on other bikes.
like they didn't work.
I'm beating them with chains.
Ah, you're killing people.
I was in a gang, I think, right? Like a form of Hell's Angels.
Yeah,
I'm killing people
yes.
on motorcycles.
like as long as me
That
and my
game ruled.
me and my buddy Joe were being quiet so my parents could sleep. Like they get mad if we were like too loud and be like, "Oh, it's too loud."
You're
But-
jumping around.
But they didn't
you
care
jump
how
off the couch and you hit your head in the ceiling fan. They call something, and my dad got there. What the hell are you doing?
But they didn't care how long we played. They were like, you can't play this for 8 hours straight. They didn't care. They're like, good. They're playing. They're leaving me alone. Like, that's how they looked.
So I can do my drugs.
The parents of the 80s, they loved. They're like, I just let them play video games for infinite amounts of time, and I guess it didn't matter. Right? It didn't hurt us.
I don't think it hurt me. In fact,
but there
us
was
thinking about these memories right now. I get a really good feeling, man. Playing video games at the beach. Like I thought, like I have a car that drives itself. Right? That's the most amazing thing. That there's gonna be hard to top that. But as a child, playing video games on the beach. I was like, I might as well have been Elon Musk. I was like, I have video games. In the morning, I'm going to have breakfast, and then we might do a fish fry later. But I can surf, and then I can come in an air-conditioned camper, and I have Sega Genesis. I'm Elon Musk. I am a digital man.
You traveled with your Sega Genesis.
That's probably
too.
a bad name to use because he's not very loved. But I'm just saying, I'm a digital man. I thought I was the fanciest digital man in the world.
But you know, it's interesting. The engineers or software designers of these games, they weren't. And maybe they started to think like this, but I feel like the beginning of these games weren't all about how can we keep the kids on longer.
Oh, I know you hate that.
Yeah, how can we make it never ending?
I hate that they don't end. I hate that game.
No, Road Rash was. I'm going back to Road Rash because I might have to buy that today because I didn't. Norm, thank you for you sent me down a rabbit hole. I became obsessed with it, and there was a level of frustration you would reach. You had no choice but to go surfing because you'd get so mad at Road Rash. Yeah. You'd be like, well, I'm going to go surfing. I'm going out. Or you go help your dad with the fish fry or cooking or something, and then you come back in. And do you remember the juice you'd get when you thought you had figured out a different way to do it? And you'd be like, I'm ready.
I think I know.
I think I know how to do it now. And you get kind of like a, I don't know what that's called, like a cool anticipation.
But you had to. It's like Sega got to the point where, like Sonic, every time you passed a little,
a little thing,
whatever the thing, you start there. Like it would turn, and you're like, okay, I'll start there. But then there were games where you had to start from the beginning if you lost.
Oh my God,
you lost all your lives.
No checkpoint, you bum.
Yeah, there's no checkpoints.
No checkpoint.
Oh, it's the worst.
And so then it made you were like, I don't want to do it all over again. I give up.
Or what if you don't save?
Yeah. If you don't
Oh my
save,
God! I just did that on Avowed. I beat this guy, and then I was like, oh, let me just load out here, and then go to dinner. And I came back, and the game had started over, and I'm like, oh, I got nothing.
Yeah.
I got nothing. Like I didn't save it. I got nothing.
There was a time where you had to push pause and leave it running.
Yeah, leave it on overnight.
And then your dad goes in there, he turns it off.
Yeah.
And what are you gonna do? Yell at your dad? No. You're just like I'm glad you brought this in.
Thank you.
Look up the price of an original, like back then, in like let's say 1986.
I think for a Nintendo with the controllers, and the one comes with Duck Hunt, Mario, and the other game.
Yeah.
I have the track game and the gun. I think it was $299.
$299?
I think it was $299
in 80s cost.
I feel like it was $299.
That's a lot of money.
That
dude.
seems like too much.
That's very high.
Because I remember.
I'm not even the whole caboose, like everything. It's got the gun, the two controllers, the pad, and the Nintendo, and it came with that game.
I remember, I vaguely remember a $99 price point just for the actual
maybe the console itself.
Okay, if you just wanted the
controllers.
If you just wanted the deck in '86, it would have been $89.99.
Okay, all right.
Pretty close.
That gave you an NES controller. It gave you one controller, the console. I gave you the RF switch, and you got 0 games.
Okay, so $89.
Then there was an action set. That one was $149. You got the console, you got the double controllers, and then you got the light gun, and then it came with the dual cartridge of Super Mario Duck Hunt. And then there was the power set. That one you got the console, 2 controllers, the zapper gun, the power pad, and then you get a triple game cartridge that had Super Mario Duck Hunt and World Class Track Meet.
Oh, yeah, here's the...
you got the triples. Yeah, here you go.
I got the triple and a double.
Wow, look at that.
But I still remember it being pricey.
But maybe not.
In the 80s, like this is a big purchase. You're going to get it for Christmas. That is your big gift.
Yeah.
this
I
year.
remember my dad with the Genesis. I think the Genesis was $3.99.
Yeah.
And I think my dad was like, what the? He could not even.
I got my Genesis used. I remember I got it after it was almost too late, but I got it used from somebody.
I'm pretty sure my dad gave my mom like some spiel about how he'd never had something that was over $100 as a child. Like some spiel about like I never had like this better be the most sophisticated piece of equipment we've ever seen.
It was. That Mortal Kombat 3 was life-changing.
Dude, when my dad got me that Mortal Kombat and I was the kid that had Mortal Kombat weeks ahead of time, like I don't know if I ever, just because my feelings were fresh,
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? Like, I don't know if I ever felt that good ever. I don't know if I ever feel that good ever again. Like, when my friends came
Yeah.
over, all of them came over. We filled my room, and I'm
Yeah.
like, and I'd already played it a ton, and I'm like, it was so relaxing just to hand the controllers
And
over,
not
just
be
like,
anxiety about
knock
playing it.
yourselves out,
Yeah.
fellas.
I did that with NBA Jams. My buddy got NBA Jams on the Genesis, and we would all be in his room locked in, and that was the game where there was no code.
Yes.
We would literally just start the game and just press buttons, hoping
And you'd
to
get
come
stuff.
across. You'd hear little dings and dongs, and then you'd write down. What did you press? You press BBB and then 3 C's, and you press up twice, and then you get like
big feet.
random big bobblehead, like Bill Clinton bobblehead or something like weird. You never knew what you were going to get. And then we had a piece of notebook paper written
Don't
all
do Bill
down.
Clinton bobblehead in my house. Dad'll kick the door down.
And
kidding.
did you guys, like, on special occasions, my parents used to let me plug in my Nintendo on the big TV in the
In the living room.
And
Yes, sir.
And I remember accidentally leaving it on pause and burning something
The
into the
screen.
screen.
Oh.
Yeah, where my dad was like, "What the hell?" I could see the ducks from Duck Hunt vaguely in the background.
Yeah.
Like, it's not black anymore; it's a duck.
My dad would 100% occasionally let me do that. Normally, like, closer to like Christmas time or when I got out of school.
Yeah.
You know, you could put it on the big screen for like one night. But I had my own little TV, and sometimes it's kind of cool just having your own little.
Yeah, in your room, you got
Yeah,
your
yeah.
own TV. Yeah, I remember I had a little TV in my room too, like the 13-incher.
Yeah, I got a tiny little,
Yeah.
and this is when all TVs, if you're a kid and you got a TV, you didn't get a TV that was like a black TV. Like, most TVs had like a color. Like, I remember I had a little white TV.
Oh, you mean like the frame of the TV?
Yeah, the whole TV
It was
was
cool
like
looking.
white.
Yeah, yeah.
It was like very weird kind of looking, but yeah.
I had a Zenith on a shelf mount, like a wall mount or whatever. It was in
Nice.
the corner.
That's fancy.
It was a big metal, and you put a strapper on the top to hold it, because if that thing fell off, it could kill you. Like if I laid my head on the ground and that TV fell on my head, 100% it would kill me.
Oh, 100%.
Because it weighed like 80 pounds, and it was metal. There was, and like I remember my stepdad had a drill into the concrete to and it was up there.
Put a Tapcon in the wall.
Yeah, and then it had a VHS tape, built VHS
Like built into it.
Built into it. I remember that the Lorena Bobbitt porno. Like, my buddy, the wizard, brought over the Lorena Bobbitt porno.
Well, it would be the John Bobbitt porno.
Oh,
right?
yeah, John
'Cause
Bobbitt.
Lorena,
yeah,
I
sorry.
don't think but John Bobbitt porno, that's disgusting. Nobody wants to see that.
It was a John Bobbitt porno.
I
And
want to
then-
see just for curiosity.
I mean,
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
Google it. It's still out there, brother.
And we're like,
you
yeah.
can Google it if you want to ruin your day.
Like, I was in middle school,
Frankenpenis.
7th grade or 8th grade maybe, and which is crazy.
We had
But
one
Tommy's
with
gone
two.
to
The guy had two penises, and that was always. But now looking back, it had to be fake.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
the prosthetic on there, but it looked
Oh,
good.
I don't know.
It
Nowadays,
looked good.
people believe it.
It looked good.
I remember with occasionally, and this was the coolest thing you could do because they had just come out and they were too expensive. In fact, I'm going to look this up. When did the PlayStation come out?
I think 95. You mean?
Yeah, because
look,
I was in high school. I remember.
Daniel, look at this. I got a PlayStation.
Oh, I love that. Like, he's got a little
Yeah.
tiny PlayStation watch.
Because I remember all my friends were playing FIFA
95.
and Gran Turismo.
Okay, so I wanted a PlayStation so bad, but my mom and dad were not known for just like plunking down.
Yeah,
Like, I had to
same.
beg for it for a while. So I remember Blockbuster had where you could rent the
Yep.
PlayStation, and it would come in one of those suitcases.
Yeah, yes.
And then I remember that my dad, as a surprise, and this is why my dad ruled, he rented it for me.
Wow, that's
There were
cool.
some times that I rented it and he'd let me rent it, but I remember one time he
He
came home
with
with
it.
the suitcase. We're like, like blew my mind, and we rented this helicopter game, and it was like. I was like, man, this is like riding in a. I remember telling him, like, this is like riding in a real helicopter. This is exactly like it.
Yeah. Weren't you in Radio 95? You're on Ed Till.
Yeah, no, I mean, I was already.
Wow.
No, I wanted. I was already. I was only out of college, or I was only out of high school for 1 year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got my PlayStation in like 2000. Again, I like getting things used because I didn't play it enough to really care for it to get a brand new. I got it at like some college bookstore that had them used for like $25. I got a PlayStation and played. You ever heard of Odd World? It was like a alien scrolling game. Odd World Abe's Exodus, it was called, and that was my
Yeah,
game.
the Odd World. The Odd World games are great.
Yeah, it
They
was.
had a bunch of those.
Yeah, I played it for the play. That's the only game I really ever played.
It just the value of games seems to be gone with the new world. Of
Yeah, but why can't you
endless-
buy? A game comes out. Why do they even offer it tangibly? Like everything's down. Everything you buy, you can download it, right? Then why do even people? Why do they offer it?
Some people
Just
like
want to have it.
purists like to have a
yeah,
copy.
What's
of,
weird now is like with
I
as
don't know
many
why.
patches and programs that have to go in and like fix the games. When you buy those,
You can't.
discs,
Yeah, it doesn't come with that.
you buy the disc and you put it in there, and the game is there. But like normally, you have to. They still make you go online.
Yeah, it's. I don't
To
understand.
like different, like they make you go online and prove that you bought. Like it's like
You
you
got to put
can't.
the UPC code or something.
You can't
in
buy
that.
the game, go home, be off the grid, and play the game.
You have to be on the.
A
grid.
lot of games you have to be online.
Yeah, because in-game purchases and
Yep.
stuff,
Updates.
Yeah, that's
everything's going to be
terrible.
online.
Yeah.
You know, it's like none
So
of this.
it's very difficult for like really fancy games that are really digital and have a lot of downloadable content. It's really hard to like you couldn't go to the woods and play a copy of the game that's perfect because there probably doesn't exist.
Because I
you
like
know.
Be connected.
Like,
Yeah,
you know when
you
you
have
buy
to
a
be
game,
connected.
like, what are the Call of Duty games? You play online. I liked playing the game, not online. Like, because I want to play like Contra. You know what I mean? Like, Call of Duty, I can play offline, and it's got a story mode, I guess you'd call it.
Sure, you can pace a little bit, take your time.
And then you know where you find out where that guy's hiding. That's what I like more. Like, okay, when I get killed, I know where he's going to be the next time around, as opposed to playing online with your friends. I like playing like the game itself.
Yeah. Well, we're all old.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
I don't like things that are fast. I don't like yelling curse words.
Yeah. And you only like it because it's nostalgic. You know, it's like
Yeah.
we're playing Contra. This stinks.
Yeah.
This game stinks. It's scrolling. Like, what is it? Why is it nighttime? Is it daytime? Who are we shooting? What is it? Yeah, it stinks. Anyway,
They're terrorists,
um,
right? And there's their double Rambos, like two Rambo guys.
No, it's
So-
Schwarzenegger and Stallone.
Yeah.
So is shorts an N-word? Thank you. Where are you gonna be at after this Saturday or BDM
Yeah,
Appreciation event?
first I'll be at the BDM Appreciation Week event, but you catch me at the Brass Tap every Wednesday through Saturday nights. Come say hi, tell me you heard me on the show.
All right.
How are we? Where are we at on treasures?
Oh, I just was pointing him out to my buddy the other day. There's 3 on Woodbury Road. If you
Why
know
doesn't your buddy just go get him if you're
'Cause
telling him where all
I've
the...
sworn him to secrecy.
Okay.
He knows.
Okay.
And there's still 2 behind Brass Tap.
And I'm sure he doesn't care. I'm just doing the math of it, like, okay, treasures, okay.
Yeah, he's talking about the treasures again. I'm just going to zone out. I'm going to stare out the
You're
window.
probably right. You're probably right about that.
All
Well,
right.
we love you, buddy. Thanks for being
Thanks,
here.
Carmen.
We'll
Thanks,
see you
guys.
on
Thank
Saturday,
you.
guys. We'll see you guys on Saturday and later.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time. We've got EJ on the couch. How you
Hey,
doing,
what's
EJ?
going on? Hey, where's
So-
my Mortal Kombat machine?
Good to see
It's
you,
in the
man.
back of my truck.
Oh,
Now
I'm gonna
he's-
do extra work.
Yeah.
You didn't pull it out and bring it in.
No, I
Well,
wouldn't do that, no.
well-
Leave it outside. I don't want that garbage in
Just
here.
back
That thing's
up
so
to-
dusty.
my truck and just get it out
Oh
of
yeah, traffic in Baldwin's really like.
It's not as
okay with
maintained.
that.
It's not as maintained as Andrew from the Pinball Dudes. .net. He cleans that.
should've asked him to do
Makes
that.
it look so good. EJ's machine. It's
Well, the
got a
arcade-
bunch of old dust on it. It's in some room where he masturbates.
No.
And the arcades machines are not. The pinball machines are where they're at.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, that
arcades
is-
are nothing. By the way,
I got a whole arcade in my pocket. You losers.
So EJ left this.
I haven't said losers in a minute. It
while,
felt good.
yeah.
It felt good. I like
like
your shirt.
buttheads.
I like your shirt. I'm not used to you in burgundy.
I hardly ever wear it. Usually,
Why?
Because the FSU colors.
It looks
which,
good. Active shooter on
I
campus.
heard that.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
mom was telling me about that on the way
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
So EJ, he left this Mortal Kombat arcade machine, but it's a miniature version.
Yeah.
He
I
left
thought
it in
he-
the studio.
I thought he brought it here to bully me.
Yeah, I like that part of it.
Yeah.
It was like a 50-50. I
and-
was bringing it because you guys were complaining that you don't have an arcade machine at the office.
Yeah.
For like a big D energy, whatever, at your office.
Ah.
And also to bully Dave.
Well,
because it's so tiny.
it was more of a we didn't know what we wanted, right? Like at first we didn't know the error of our ways. So we were like, "Oh, we need an arcade machine." We didn't realize that we needed a pinball machine.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
arcade machine, just, come on.
Yeah.
So small potatoes.
So anyway, and it's because EJ had nowhere to put it. He basically he's storing it here until his wife does
MyCon, which is
MyCon
this weekend.
Anyway,
We need to explain what EJ's MyCon is because I think by saying that we confuse a lot of people. They don't understand that EJ's wife puts on a con, just like a MegaCon, DragonCon, BlizzCon, whatever that's called.
Oh, there's a BlizzCon?
There's a BlizzCon. It's only
For Blizzard,
yeah, it's just Hulk Hogan and black people. And no, it is a smaller
convention,
a smaller convention, but it's more like
more anime based. It's more like it's just nerd stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And you're
And
in
it's
charge
not-
of some of it, so it's a little lazy.
I'm in charge of the Mario Kart and the Smash Brothers tournament.
Yeah.
That's usually the thing I'm in charge
More
of.
like
All right,
Snooze
all
Brothers.
So, yeah. No, actually, he does pretty well. I usually have to like
I'm just being mean.
manage a whole bunch of people, but it's like managing cats. That's
Yeah.
the only hard bit.
What's it like being on the manager side of things for
hate
a
it.
change?
Because then like these people sign up and then they disappear into the con and they
Yeah.
get too like involved with it and then they forget to show up at the
Don't
time for the
disappear
tournament.
into the
yeah,
con.
Please show up on time if you're coming to the convention.
There you go.
Tom,
So-
are you bringing your kids?
They like anime.
They should come.
Yeah, take them there. But
yeah,
they like
they got One Piece stuff.
But they
and-
just like the big boobies. Like, don't they just like?
Yeah.
They just like the fan service, as it's called.
Yeah, but the fact that
They like it
you're-
when the teacher like bends over and it's like.
they were watching it and I was like, whoa!
Yeah, I don't mind. Yeah.
I was like, what the hell, bro?
Great
This
parenting,
God-
Tom.
And they're like,
What the hell is
And they're
that
like-
octopus doing?
yeah, they're like, this has been on. We've been watching this for years.
I ain't letting you
and I'm like,
wa-
oh God!
I ain't letting
It's
you
too late.
watch no goddamn samurai octopus porn.
Man, Tommy's going to middle school. I
Yeah.
remember middle school. Like elementary school's fuzzy, but middle school.
Yeah, I was a little more sheltered than you. I didn't know nothing. I went in there. I must have.
What?
Yeah, I went in there just like Donald Duck. Little hat. I had my satchel of books. You know, the little strap tied around my books,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I'm just a young boy that
Oh, I
wants to
just
learn
remember-
drums.
Smoking.
I remember going to Westridge and some kid. We had our own porno Joe at our school, but it was
yeah, they
different-
showed me
Yeah.
porno.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa! Oh my God!
I didn't.
Why
get,
did you bring a hustler to school?
I
kid?
didn't get porno. I think maybe until middle of the year or sophomore.
Really?
Whatever
In
that.
high school?
No, middle school. Middle
Oh,
school.
okay, sophomore year.
In middle. It was still middle school, but it was a little
Okay.
later. I wasn't.
7th grade.
And I didn't smoke until I
Westridge.
turned 19.
Anyway, so EJ stored his junk here, and
A lot of people store their junk here. Have you ever noticed that?
Yeah, there's
We
like
have a
3
lot
bikes
of-
in the
That
lobby.
was my junk.
Now we got Seinfeld's apartment here. Yeah, we got these
Right?
bikes in the
Is
corner.
Superman
They
on the
get-
wall?
By the way, they get ridden once a week, maybe.
Yeah, is your
once
foot
a week,
messed
maybe.
up that you
can't
yeah,
ride the
I'm
bike?
gonna just start parking
And
my
then-
lawnmower here. Why not?
You don't have a lawnmower.
Yeah, get this crap out of here. I'm
Then
gonna
I see,
throw
like, a
that
box
crap
of,
outta
like,
here.
Christmas
Get that crap outta here. Who
decorations.
the hell do you think you are, Lance Armstrong? Get that crap out of
He's
here.
a cheater too. That's true.
Yeah, nobody wants that garbage.
It shows potential advertisers that I'm serious about fitness. So, you know what I'm saying? They like that.
You can see it in the background. I did frame it in your camera. Hold on.
Oh,
when
yeah.
I put you
Right
on
behind
camera,
Tom.
look at that.
Yeah, look at that.
Seinfeld's apartment. Look, the bike that's
Why
never
do you need
ridden.
2 bikes? You can only ride one at a time.
His
My wife comes and rides
They like
with
the
me.
Oh,
bond.
they ride
like the-
together?
they like the bond.
Gay!
Yeah, they don't talk either. They don't talk either. They do headphones.
Really?
What's the purpose
What's
of
the
that?
point if you're going
Yeah.
together? Who cares that? Or is it pacing? Is that what
Well,
it is?
listen, it's valuable to my wife. I'm with you. I don't care. I'll ride by myself. I like doing everything by myself. Whatever I do.
Me
like,
too.
There's like one thing I like.
Hold on.
doing.
I
I'll,
don't
shake
even
my,
like
I'll
ride-
shake my cane to that.
Yeah.
I like riding on a trainer, just listening to podcasts. Also, I can
You
ride
don't
with
need to
no
defend
hands.
it. You know what? We didn't mean to go. We went too hard on that. We didn't mean to go that hard on you.
Well, you're gonna give me a hard
You're
time
fine.
about the Mortal Kombat machine. I might as well punch
Let's-
back a
we'll
little
let
bit.
you continue. We'll let you continue.
By the way, can we talk about the thing that you were mad about?
Can we talk about? Oh no!
No, we can't talk about that.
Can we joke around a little bit about it?
No,
Like that video?
I just got a phone call yesterday about it. That's why. I know.
Yeah, well, it's, I
Yeah.
mean, I was talking about it's not going to
What's it
change
like?
anything.
Did it go?
No, I don't want this
and
to
you're
be
like,
a part of a
hello?
deposition.
And
is
then
what
you
I'm
heard,
saying.
No, any good lawyer will be like, this is all banter. This is all,
yeah.
this is all
Yeah.
comedy nonsense.
Thank you.
No.
Anyway,
Moving on.
This is all tall tales. This is just a.
I may not be able to help myself.
Well, you said the other thing the other day. I was like, no, don't talk about that either.
It's like a woman breastfeeding.
two things I tell you in
can't-
confidence.
I have to look. A woman breastfeeding, same feeling. Have to look. Can't not look.
Yeah, yeah,
Somebody
yeah.
could say $1 million not to look. I'd be like, I'm looking.
My buddy's wife would do it
Yeah.
a lot in
At
the
camping.
couch, and then I wouldn't even notice until
that's-
I was like, "Oh, it's out."
Okay, she was doing it on the camping trip,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
that was the number one reason I was upset at missing the camping trip.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's
Well, now
nice.
the baby's too old for it.
Sometimes it's nice to see different ones in person.
Mm-hmm.
It's different than seeing them on the screens. There's too much of a detachment.
Yeah. Also,
yeah.
your buddy's wife, you know what that means.
Yeah,
I've
exactly.
seen the videos.
I've seen it.
Anyway, back to the Mortal Kombat. So then we got this partnership with pinballdudes.net and
Yes, sir.
Andrew. It's been great. The pinball machine is vastly superior to any sort of arcade game.
is.
It's mechanical. It's a piece of art. Arcade games
It's easy to lean
are
your bikes
dated.
against. It's it's nice to lean your bikes against it.
for some reason, the pinball machines aren't dated like the arcade. Like I see an arcade machine, it's like 80s, and the pinball machine should be like dated, but it's not. It's like it's like art.
Pinball technology is still rooted in its original form.
Yeah.
Like the steel ball and the pieces of tangible wood. that
Even the new ones are the same,
They're
you know?
still wood. They're still wood.
Anyway, so we had to get this garbage out of here. So then I was like, you know what? I'm going to take it home and put it in my kids' playroom, and they're gonna love it. And plus, I've always wanted
It's like
an
silver
arcade.
spoons. The only thing you're missing
Yeah.
is the train, the mini train, and you ride out on it.
So then
That lady was so hot on silver spoons.
I
name.
I took it home, and I will admit, when I first presented it, they were like, "Oh, cool."
Well, they know what Mortal Kombat is.
Yeah, and there's also Paperboy. I was excited about Paperboy because
Yeah.
that was my favorite Nintendo game.
Yeah,
That was
and you
fun.
like Paperboy.
And
BDM
so
show.
we did play some Mortal Kombat and Paperboy for one half hour.
What do we get? Okay, all right.
Half hour when I
Quality
first got
time.
it.
Quality time.
Then I put it in the playroom, and they never touched it for I don't know 6 months. I don't know
They
how
don't know
long.
how to turn it on. They don't know
No,
how to
it's
turn it
plugged
on.
in. I ran an extension cord, the whole thing, never played it once. Never expressed any interest into it. Never showed it to friends.
I bet they smacked it a couple times because if I had some, okay, I'll tell you something.
Yeah.
Good kid or not, and I was a good kid, and they're good kids. But good kid or not, if somebody brought their trash to my place and I wasn't interested in it and it sat there for weeks, eventually I'm breaking it. I'm going to smash it. I'm going to put my butt on it. I'm put my balls on it.
And I was mad at first, but then it reminded me of what I used to do when I was a kid, which is hate on anything older and older generations.
Yeah.
And
like
and,
Three Stooges.
Yeah, any black and white movie, any like
Caddyshack.
when my elders, like when I was a teen, and 40-year-old men would tell me about.
I remember Atari 2600.
You should watch Lawrence of Arabia, one of the best motion pictures ever
my
made.
God.
That's a reference.
And then I watch it, and I'm like, "This stinks! It stinks!" Like black and white, Gone with the Wind
Not
stinks.
even good acting.
See, my daughter, I showed her the famous episode of Twilight Zone where the guy wears the glasses. It's Burgess Meredith, the penguin from Batman. Remember, he lives and he wants to just read, and then the nuclear bomb goes off, and
I have
his
no
glasses
idea what you're
break.
talking
You never seen
about.
that episode? It's like
No.
a famous
I don't
Twilight
watch
Zone episode.
Tom and I
It
don't
stinks.
watch stupid.
My daughter
old
loved it.
shows.
She loved the episode. She's like, he can't read. She was like upset for the guy. She
Well,
felt
when
totally
you
bad
show
for him.
babies
yeah.
things, they just are.
My
they're like,
daughter's not a
whatever.
baby.
No, but,
No, I'm
like,
just saying.
Nine.
kids do that.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
like when my daughter eats one piece of sushi and she's like, "That's delicious." It's not like she's not some remarkable, amazing thing. It's just she likes something weird.
Anyway, so I was kind of, and they have vastly superior video games that they play in infinite worlds with their
Roblox
friends.
is-
Yeah, what's your boy playing now? What's he playing?
Uh,
Is he Marvel
he's
Rivals?
Actually, no, he's actually playing a tank game, like War
like
Thunder or
that.
something like that.
Oh, that's right. He likes the
He
World War
loves
II.
World War II stuff,
I forgot
yeah.
about that. That tank game's good.
Hey, he just got like a airplane that he can fly. That's a World War II
All right.
like Mustang.
Okay.
He's really excited about that.
The
He-
World of Warships, all that stuff on there, that looks incredible. It's huge.
Yeah, and it's free to play unless you're like, but you got to pay extra to get
For the
extra stuff.
fancier
Yeah, it's all.
stuff.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Marvel Rivals.
Yeah,
Just paying for
stupid.
the skins and the
Yep.
and stuff.
I just donated. We talked about on the show when we tried to prank you with the old, like we bought another
Yeah.
machine and it ended up being a miniature. I was so mad. I just took it to Goodwill the other day because no one even wanted it. It was brand new in the Walmart box, but it's like 18 inches.
Yeah.
Same thing. I don't know why they sell different
I
sizes
think
of this.
that-
I have
garbage.
one that's like that has the Punisher game on it, and it has like Marvel versus Capcom 1 on it. That size that we're gonna bring to the con.
I think that when we tried to play that prank.
Yeah.
I think that hurt my opinion of the internet. I have
let
a
you
very
down?
low opinion of the internet now about shopping on it, using it for anything. It's all kind of crappier than it ever was. There used to be some definitive answers. You know how long we looked for that machine? Like we looked for like hours.
But I should have known it was $89.99.
You cheaped out.
Yeah.
And then Dane was like, I only see 300. I'm
Yeah.
like, this is $89.99 at Walmart. It's the same thing.
And then he screams, "It's a glitch! I'm gonna grab it fast!"
I didn't look at the details.
size.
And
It's
like,
a glitch! It's a glitch!
I'm like, they wouldn't make a miniature and then another real miniature. That's a weird thing. That's what I thought. Yeah, they did that.
They did do that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
Because you guys were going to run it over with your truck or something like that
no.
and film it. And
no, we were
send
gonna
me
do
the
that
thing.
with the actual yours, and we put a bicycle helmet. Because
Yeah.
EJ told us something he was crying to us about. And
I
then,
didn't cry.
all
You were
sad.
shuffling around here like a sad sap.
all me and Daniel could think about was bully you about it,
I was
about
having
the
a rough
worst day in
time.
your life.
I was jealous that it happened to you. I was like, I wish this had happened to me.
I was like, look how upset he is. We should use this as
Yeah.
fuel
We
to
should
get him more.
We should take something that he's deathly afraid of and fly real close to
The
it.
sun?
Yeah, real close to the sun.
Okay, remember that Icarus fable.
But anyway.
Yeah. God, it would have been so good. Damn it.
It's hard to do pranks now.
Pranks are hard,
Pranks
yeah.
are harder now. They are.
Because, it's so easy to find things out and know what it's like the mystery is gone. Like, you could ask the internet any question. Every question can be answered. It's like no one could fool someone. Even like inside information is public on the internet. You know what I'm saying? Like something that only like engineers for water companies would ever know now is on the internet. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't matter. Every piece of information, every question can be answered.
If you know how to look for it, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, like even now Google has AI assistants and essentially is using ChatGPT technology.
Yep.
When you ask it a question, it just answers like ChatGPT, like it's the same AI deal. So it's like, it's harder to fool people.
Have you started using it yet to solve problems like GPTs or AI or something in your daily life? Like I use it constantly here. Like I'm constantly having it explain to me why certain softwares or certain updates or plugins don't work.
Yeah, I can see
And
that.
then I'm like this morning, our new machine wasn't working, and it walked me through how to add a piece of software plug-in to that machine manually, which is not something I typically do. I like a loader. I like
plug and play and
Yeah,
you're
I like it
done.
where you
Yeah.
double click it and then you go through the loader and it starts loading you up and you just kind of type in, where do you want it to put the files? Let's put them right here. No, I had to do this all manually. And you just follow the steps. You don't even really need to know what you're doing. Is that the dangerous part though? You don't understand the process. We used to have to understand the process. Now, the process is so complicated that understanding the process is almost impossible. We just get to the answer.
Yeah, and it's essentially a waste of time unless this ceases to exist in the future. It's like this will do it.
Mega
So
calculator.
why do it? Yeah, it's like
yeah.
why learn the math?
I do
if
feel
it's,
guilty though, and I guess that's just because of my age, but it is weird to have it walk you through every step. Like, so it walked me through adding a plugin where I had to go into the directory and I was taking new files and then writing them over old files, and it can break some stuff, right? Like it could ruin something, but I just follow the steps and then you do it and then it works and then you're kind of like, what? I don't know. It's a weird feeling. Like I'm not used to it yet. That's that dumb old man mentality. It feels cheating.
Yeah.
It feels like
You're not doing the work.
Yeah, it feels very. I don't know. It's a
Especially
weird,
when you've been trained to like show your work when you're doing stuff all the time.
like I don't even know really what I did, but I did it.
Yeah,
And it
as long as it
works.
works, that's all I care,
It works.
You know what got me is I moved to Orlando in 2001, right? And back then you still had like obviously the internet. The GPS was like you had to buy a TomTom or whatever. Like
that
you
was
didn't
a
have it
good
on your
one.
phone.
That,
It was
dude, you had a
pre-smartphone.
TomTom? That was the good
Yeah,
one.
I got a TomTom, but I used to use like
Did you get a
Oh,
Sherman?
I wish you could hear my dad's rants about TomTom. You gotta get the goddamn TomTom. The other ones are fucking trash.
Charmin.
Yeah,
Wasn't it what they called?
I'll
Yeah.
have to cut that out.
But we used to have MapQuest and then the print out
Print it out
directions.
there, yeah.
So basically, I never really learned Central Florida by heart, or like like Miami is built as a grid, so it's like easy to look at
as
that
long as you
person's
get to 95,
address.
you're good.
Yeah, but in Central Florida, like
US 1.
if you were born here and it was pre-GPS, like you knew how to get around, you had like a mental map of where things were. And anyway, long story short, the other day I'm driving. I forgot where I was, like somewhere in West Orlando for some reason, and my phone
Probably
died.
a palm
drugs.
tree adventure. Drugs or palm trees? This guy's
Drugs
crazy.
and palm trees.
And-
Adderall or palm
On the
trees.
next White Lotus.
And
It'll
so-
be all about palm trees and drugs.
My it may have been leaving some Facebook Marketplace house or whatever. So I'm back in a neighborhood I don't recognize or whatever, and I was just listening to my GPS, mind wandering or whatever. So my phone dies, and then it does that thing, where it takes a good 5 minutes to recharge. When I plug it in. And I had to sit there because I was like, I have no idea what direction to go.
Oh my
like,
God.
Because
Oh my God.
I don't-
Double
I've done this.
man.
I've done this.
Dude,
No.
everybody.
Yeah,
Yeah. If you just listen to your GPS, you're going mindlessly, you're not paying attention, all of a sudden your phone GPS dies, and then you look up.
It depends on how dependent you've become on it.
I don't like, as long as I know I'm where like the main roads I'm getting to, I only got to worry about it when I get close to the place.
Oh no, I'm so dependent. I don't even drive.
if
If my
I-
car dies, I'm dead in
Like
the water.
usually if you're at OBT or Colonial, you're good.
If I blindfolded you and dropped you off and then took the blindfold off at a random neighborhood.
oh,
See-
let's do this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
the only
would you do
problem
this?
is
Do you know what
Would you do
direct-
this bit if we pay
yes,
you?
I'll do it. Yeah.
Let's drop him off in a neighborhood.
You know what? You know what
Let's
saved
do
me
it.
this?
Oh my God, big fat survivor. Let's do it.
Pokemon Go is the reason why I know Orlando so well. So you could do this for me, and I would be fine.
Well, no, but so hold
Seriously.
on. Why Pokemon Go?
Because you understand where things are, like the gyms and stuff like that. To get to a place, you have to be there at a certain time. So you figured out how much time it takes to get to places. So
But
I
it tells
learned the
you how to
map
get
of Orlando.
there.
Kind of, yeah, but you also have to like, okay, this street's going to be busy with traffic, so I'm going to go around this way.
Wait,
You
are
learn
we
that with Pokemon
blindfolding
Go.
him and dropping him off or not? Like,
Let's
you
go.
guys are already like, you're like, I want Pokemon Go. Like, I don't even care about
We'll do
baby
it Sunday.
games.
So we do the Die Hard. We give him the old sandwich poster front and back. With, you know what? And I know where to drop him off. Die Hard.
It's Die Hard 3. Get it right.
Die Hard 3.
Die Hard 3.
Sam Jackson.
Don't Sam Jackson. Yeah.
I've always
His
wanted
name
to
was
do one of
Zeus in that
those.
movie.
I've always wanted to do a bit where you got the potato sack on the person's head, and they're like, "Wow, okay," and you pull
No, you
up,
just had a sandwich
and
board.
and you slide the door open. I just want to push you out of a van into a bush, and you're like, "Ah!" And then we're like, "Ah!" Then we take off.
But-
And then we go, you got to give it 30 Mississippis, and then you take off your hood. You have no phone, no nothing, and you got to get back to our studio.
So it's hard, to decide what to teach my sons because, I could spend the time to teach them navigating around Central Florida without a GPS, but I'm like, what reason would I do that? That would, I'd make the assumption that for some reason they would not have a GPS on them or not have a phone that
Their
does
phone
that.
died or something like that.
But even your phone, you have a charger in your car. It's like my phone dies more because I never used to, I didn't grow up with a phone, so it's like harder to remember. But they grew up,
Yeah,
they're going
always
to
need to be charged. Yeah.
yeah. Like they've already learned to charge their devices and stuff. It's like so they're learning that as a kid, where I didn't. So I'm like, what reason?
Well, they value it more then, right? Like it's more of,
Yeah.
it's more part of them than it would be for you.
Honestly, I want to teach them how to use and work with AI now more than anything. I see it. They're teaching it in college. I get advertisements for whatever reason. What's the college in Tampa? The USF.
Oh, okay,
So,
yeah.
I don't know why
I was like, which one? There's like Tampa University.
USF for some whatever reason marketing on my Facebook AI learn how essentially what Daniel's doing learn how to not program but
You just learn how to talk to it. It's
Yeah.
different prompts and
yeah,
prompting.
prompting AI.
Yeah.
And it's like that is a super valuable information I feel like for the future because
When does
every
AI start just doing its own AI? And then you taught them how to use AI, and there's no need because AI is AIing.
well, you got to figure they'll still be used as a tool, and as long as you can communicate with it, I guess it's just learning how to communicate with it.
Yeah.
And then, but
Or not being afraid of it.
Yeah,
Some
yeah.
people are.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, or at
Like
least
my kids aren't going to be. You know,
or
they
at
already
least
know.
knowing
But
the
do you teach them like
basics
I
of
was
it.
teaching my kids what to do if they get pulled over by a police officer? Have you ever done that with your kids?
No.
I've taught my I taught
I was
Maisie
like, they're gonna touch your back
just
window.
for fun. I taught Maisie that all police officers are bad, and whenever she sees one, she gasps. No, that's not true.
My
That
sons
is
are
not
vans. They're naturally
They
afraid of
don't like
police.
police.
true.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Tommy
There's a
puts
way
his
to
hair in
deal
front
with
of him.
it.
He
Yeah.
hides. He's like, you don't want to be seen.
Yeah, I'll worry about that later. Although me and Krista were talking about that because no one drives anymore, they were like, we're going to force them to learn how to drive and get their driver's license at 16.
Oh, and
So
do the
the
old
ones
man
that go
thing where
there-
it's like, you got to learn how to drive a stick. Because what happens if your friend's pregnant and she goes into labor and the only car there is a standard?
I know you guys are gonna make fun
That's
of me,
what my
but
dad
I
said.
never learned how to drive a stick. And the reason why is because my father was handicapped and he only one of his legs worked, so we never had a manual transmission.
Interesting.
We always had automatics.
I almost left at that.
Until my dad was handicapped, and then you were
I'm
gonna
still
look
going
at
to. I usually wait till
You're
he
gonna make fun of my
leaves.
dead dad.
Yeah, I
Let's
usually wait
go.
till he leaves and I go,
He had polio.
yeah. Oh.
Yeah. So you just never learn? But why don't you learn now?
I never learned.
Oh. I mean, aren't you embarrassed that
No,
one day?
I don't care. Most cars are not manual anymore.
Aren't you?
Yeah, but one
Don't
day.
you want to at least accomplish something in your life?
No,
Like, what
I
if
already
I-
lived my dream.
what if my
I'm
con-
on a decline at this point.
That's pretty. I mean, he did, college championship
Yeah,
team. That's pretty damn good.
I lived my dream already, so I'm just waiting to die now.
Oh, Towns Van Zandt. That's a wonderful song. Look that song up.
Really,
Waiting around to
my
die.
dream is to make the football team and never play football.
My dream
Pretty
is
much, yeah.
my dream is to peak at my teens.
Peak at 23.
So
There
the
you go.
rest of my life,
Actually 21. I
It's
peaked
a
at
long
21.
way down.
then I'll get on a semi-popular local podcast and do a bit that everybody hates, and then I'll die.
Why do I come here?
Probably a heart attack, but I will beat one of them at swimming, and then
But I'll still half-ass the bit.
and then I'll get that MF for forever.
And it'll bother him.
Bother him so much it caused him to exercise nonstop for
Yep.
2 years, just because he can't get it out of his
Yeah.
head.
Could you beat him now?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Do you want to race?
Well, now
do you
I'm
want to race
afraid.
tomorrow?
This would break you. You know, if
Do you
you
want to
beat
race
you again,
tomorrow?
it'd break you.
I want to do it in front of the whole
If you beat
BDM
him,
event.
if you beat him in the shape he's
Oh.
in now, it would literally
Are we-
break his
okay.
mind.
Redo it at the BDM
we
event.
can do the BDM. That'll actually make me come.
That would make me.
Not to the event because I have. Come on, you can't do that.
Yeah, you can.
Not the first one in the pool. Milky.
Makes you faster. I think it makes you faster.
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
I mean, it should be a guarantee now.
It would give me.
I mean, how many?
It would give me anxiety.
Oh yeah,
because
if I beat Tom, I think it would be. There'd probably be another shooting. at that
Especially if
place.
you started just cruising, if you just started cruising.
He was dying after the last time.
Well,
we did
I
it.
just swam 1,000 yards on Monday, and then I've been swimming 1,000 yards
Yeah.
every Monday, and
1,000-yard Monday is what he calls
Are
it.
you, are you breaststroking? Or are you?
no
are you doing
freestyle.
straight freestyle?
Yeah, and I could do 500
Is it a
yards
smooth
nonstop.
freestyle? Is it pretty smooth?
It's very stiff.
Is
Are you
it a
still
choppy?
slapping the water?
Yeah.
And I can only breathe out on the right side.
Are you doing good kick turn flips when you go, or are you just
He
straight
doesn't
in-
do those. He does like
You just touch the side.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
It's like a
turn
9
around?
point.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the reason why you lost too. That was the other thing.
Yeah, yeah.
That I knew I was going to beat you with that.
I don't need to do
The fancy?
The
That's the
turn
reason
flips.
why.
I am.
I don't do no turd flip. If you know what I mean.
I stop.
I
Turn
do
around.
the non-gay parts of swimming.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
idiot.
yeah. Anyway,
Turd flips.
let
You're
me,
intrigued, aren't you?
what
You're intrigued
another.
about a
When's the
rematch.
last time you swam?
I haven't swam since.
Yeah, he hasn't taken a bath
while.
since we did that.
It's been a while, at least since the winter. So I haven't over the summer. I
So
was
you
sort of-
lied to everyone by saying that you thought that the swim challenge was gonna
Last winter?
jumpstart your
No, this
fitness.
winter.
Oh.
Yeah,
It didn't jumpstart
because
your
it's still
fitness.
it's still cold. So
I mean, like heated pools. If you're
don't have a
serious
heated
about
pool.
fitness, as you can tell, I am.
I
because
just
of
want
the
to
bikes.
beat you. That's all. That's all I care about.
Yeah, let me zoom in on
Winning's the
Tom.
only
Look
thing that
behind him.
matters.
Look behind Tom right there. What do you see?
Look at
What do
those-
you see to the right side of him?
Those old
are
bikes,
bikes.
yeah.
Those are bikes right there. That's what a fitness person
How's
does.
your foot, man? You ever gonna get that looked at?
No.
You know the answer.
Yeah, I got a lot of emails. I go to this doctor. I'm like, no, they're all gonna
yeah,
say that. I know what they're gonna say.
I'm a doctor.
Yeah, I know more than these
The
guys.
internet
just said.
tells me.
Do we need to get out of here?
Yes, we
Yeah,
do.
I gotta get back
All
to
right.
work.
So this will air next
Plus,
week.
Cadillac
So
Pat's waiting for you guys.
my con will already be done.
Yeah, congrats
yeah.
on MyCon.
Thank you,
Yeah,
appreciate
yeah,
it.
Yeah,
Guys.
yeah.
I'm glad it went so well.
Yeah. What do you make? 10 grand?
I don't know.
20 grand?
My wife handles all the money.
Oh, this guy. What do you do? What do you do in life? What do you do? You just exist? What do you just breathing air over there?
I already told you I'm waiting to die.
Okay.
Not that bad.
I just wanted to hear it again.
All right. We'll be right back.